boy, everyone. Big up to everyone in the building. How are you all doing? Hopefully you all had a lovely weekend. We're at miserable Monday settings, but we got 3 points, I guess. And for it to go through everything with us, sadly, we haven't got Mr. DJB today. He's having some technical issues, guys. But we do have Shane now at the right-hand side to set us off. How you doing, brother?
Yeah, all good, man. All good. Feeling pressure now, subbing in for DJB up on the top panel. But I'll do my best. I'll do my best. I'm used to being the top gooner now. I'm used to being the bottom gooner down the bottom. But yeah, all good, man. All good. I'm still reeling from that match yesterday. We'll get into it, I'm sure. But I'm more reeling from the reaction. The over the top. You know, it's just a result. It's just a result. You know, concentrate on that. No, sorry, I can't. But we'll get into it. I won't say too much because I know we're going to get into it. But big up to the chat, of course. Big up to Norms. Big up to yourself. And big up to Kyle, who should be joining us. Our show was cut short earlier due to YouTube having a stinker. But luckily, it seems to be running okay now. So let's get into it, man.
Yeah, no, wicked. What about you, my brother Norms? How you doing, my friend?
Yeah, man. All good, mate. Proper strapped up and buckled in, you know, ready for the journey. But yeah, interesting game at the weekend. But yeah, it's just the reaction after the over-the-top reaction. Yeah, we're going to get into, I'm sure of it. Big up to the world-class chat as well.
Yeah, man. Yeah, do you know what as well, Shane? Why don't we just get straight into that with the overreaction, man? I'll have my opinion. I usually like to have mine first, but I'm quite intrigued to have a little listen to yours. What about this overreaction of the other side of the fence, as I like to call them, man?
What's getting to me about it is all through last season, when we threw away leads, when we threw away 12 leads, when we drew 14 games, and we played terrible football. When we said, oh, look, we're after drawing 2-2 with Villa, what's that about? We're after losing to Bournemouth, what's that about? Oh, well, XG, and we played well, and you're concentrating on the wrong thing, and it was all stats, and it was all, you know, what about the performance? And we're creating chances. We're creating so many chances. But then on the flip side, when we scrape a result, and we play absolutely awful on every metric, Man United outdo us. Man United, who finished 15th last season, by the way, played us off the park. It's the result that counts. So then it's the result that counts. So it's the best of both worlds, as always. If anybody came out of that match feeling like we're going to win the league, they're more delusional than they were before the season. In my eyes, they're more delusional than they were before the season. I got told all last season that the bad performances, what do you expect when this guy's out, when that guy's out, with this suspension and with that, with the referee, everything. Apart from Odegaard, he had his full team to pick from. £1 billion worth of talent produced that mess. 3 shots on target. 2 of them were P-rollers from Odegaard and Martinelli. The other one was the goal. Calafiori was out of position. I don't know. If United had started with Ahmed as the wing back, backing up Mbeumo, they would have done us in the first half. If they had a finisher, they would have done us. They should have had a penalty. They outplayed us all over the park. And when your goalkeeper gets man of the match, you haven't played well. I'm hearing defensive masterclass all over the place. Flowers and all these guys. Defensive masterclass. If you have a defensive masterclass, your keeper doesn't get man of the match. He barely touches the ball. Let's get that right. But I was looking at poor old Gyökeres. It's almost like we told everybody that he is going to get starved of chances. It's almost like we told him that all his chances have to come through the middle. I don't blame him. You know, I play a lot of pool, and I play against some really good players, and sometimes they'll rattle off 3 frames without you getting a shot. They'll break clear up, and you're sitting there, and you're in your own head. And then the second they miss and you get a chance, you sprint up to the table and you rush your shot because you've been waiting so long to take your shot, and you end up, you don't think it through. Gyökeres, whenever he was getting the ball, he was trying to do everything at once. Now, people will say it's the first game. It is the first game. But this is where the metric of everything that's going to happen this season comes from. Odegaard was getting praised. This is the problem. The mainstream media. Gary Neville going on about how good Odegaard is. And I'm going, and my missus is even sitting there going, is he watching the same match? I said, I don't know what match he's watching. In our third and in the middle third, Odegaard was okay. Get the ball, turn, lay it off. But where it mattered in the final third, he gave the ball away, I don't know how many times. Silly scoop passes, waiting too long. Players running offside. Martinelli may as well not have played. And I said this on my show today. I genuinely fear that no amount of rest will fix Saka. I think getting rushed back has done him in permanently. I fear that it's done him in permanently. I don't think that's a fitness thing anymore. I think that is he has lost 10 to 15% of his pace now, or of that burst of pace, because he was out meant to be for 6 months. Remember, he came back before 3 months was even up, just in time for a Champions League game. I think that this manager has ruined him. Not only that, he then kept him on for the full match. He kept Odegaard on for the full match. We didn't see Wanyeri. All these things we knew would happen. Max Dowman was spotted on the way to the match. Didn't even make the squad. Was never going to. Was never, ever going to. He might make the squad against Leeds, and he'll come on if we're 2 or 3-0 up, and then you won't see him again. And speaking of Leeds, Havertz is starting that match. By the way, Havertz is going to start that match. I would be certain Havertz will start that match now after poor El Yokar has goal. But look, if anybody's coming out of that thinking that we're okay, I am tired of hearing it's just a result. That's all that's important. It's not. It's not. We have no way of stepping it up. I don't think we have it in us to play any different. I don't think we have the players. We definitely don't have the manager. And when the injuries and all start kicking in soon, it's just a false dawn. It's another papering over the cracks. I still think by the end of these 6 games, we'd have lost minimum 2 and drawn 1, maybe. But yeah, look, it was terrible for me. Do you know what? And I'll finish on this. Someone came into my chat that day of it, straight after when I did my match reaction. So it was like 10 minutes after. And someone came in and the first comment was, how can we win? And I'm actually more worried about this season than I was before the match. And I went, what? You're spot on, because I feel even worse now. Even though we won, I feel even worse because I just realized that nothing's changed. And it's just going to be the same thing over and over again this season. And if we had played any other team that could finish, FARCE or something like that, that's good on the counter-attack, or Liverpool or Chelsea or City, we would have lost that game. So yeah, no, I'm less confident than if we had played really well and drawn. You know what I mean? I'm less confident.
Yeah. Now go on, Normsy, I'll get you to jump in, and then I'll have my say.
No.
Agree with, man.
Just to back up what Shane was saying. Obviously after the game, you go over to the Mutants channel, and you're seeing titles like Steel over Style. Well, Steel over Style got us second place, 10 points off of Liverpool, dropped to 21 points for winning positions, drawn 14 games. Yeah. That style of football is not sustainable. It's as simple as that. I said it in my match reaction. We need to buckle in. It's going to be a long journey. As a lot of these top gooners like the journey. They don't care about the destination. And it was terrible. The football that I saw yesterday, people bigging up Zubimendi and saying that this guy was world class, and 11. I was watching. Obviously, I go into the Matrix every now and again, and I was watching Tom C. Nipping it out,
dive in and out.
And he was talking about Zubimendi, and I don't know what game he was watching, because pretty much that game bypassed him. Do you know what I mean? The turnovers. He said, he had 11 turnovers, and I'm gonna do what's the name on stream on this 11 turnovers, and basically he was kind of in a certain way saying this is what Zubimendi's done, but then in the last third. Yeah, we didn't complete it. We didn't make nothing of it. We didn't create any chances. So he's saying all of that to say basically Zubimendi does all the turnover, even to the point we're saying he's better than the person now that has now left the club and is on his way to doing some sort of time, whatever. But we won't go into that. But there's no way Zubimendi's on the levels of Mr. TP, I'm going to call him for now. There's no way. He doesn't come nowhere near him. And he's saying that Zubimendi is going to take this club to the next level. No way. Yeah, you got things like they're talking about Odegaard winning 71 games, the same amount as Vieira. But the difference is that Vieira has a cup in his hand. That's the difference. Yeah, you talk about all these points, tallies, and whatnot. We did all of that, turnovers, blah blah blah. It's ole. Set piece FC yet again. Mm-hmm. That's the only chance that we did. 22 shots we conceded against 15th place finished Man United. They look much better than us. Cunha, we wanted Cunha. We wanted Bema. But but if you say you want him in the team, no, you can't have him in the team because he's going to upset the apple cart. Because Bema is not going to play second fiddle to Saka. And that's what I'm trying to say. We're not prepared to go to the next level with this team. We always fall short. And that's why we're always in this situation where we never, ever can get over the line. Three years in a row, second. And last year, we absolutely regressed. And as I said, Liverpool took their foot off the gas. Yeah. We hear people talking about, the fact that, it's the first game of the season. Everybody's not up to speed or whatever. And they were making reference to Liverpool, Man City. But the thing is, Man City could just switch it up. Yeah, Liverpool switch it up when they need to do it. We can't do that. We're a club that just can't turn it on and turn it off. We can't. We're not at that level. And at the end of the day, I've absolutely felt sorry for Gyökeres. Yeah, and if you didn't know, I said the stat. Yeah, Gyökeres, since he left Coventry and played for all the other teams, including Sporting Lisbon, this is the first time that this guy has not had a shot on goal. Why? We said it. When this guy comes to Arsenal, he's going to lose all his powers. Yeah, Arteta's going to suck it out of him, and that's what's happened. This guy...
He's done it quicker than I thought.
He did it before.
Yeah. He sharpened his claws, didn't he? You know what I mean?
Like, you know what I mean?
Razors, man.
I'm like, what is going on? I was watching Gyökeres, and I felt sorry for him, but at the same time, I'm thinking, oh, this guy's going to get mean. They're talking about him wearing Timberland boots, and there was one point where we was on the attack, and we was on the attack on a transition. And I was wondering where Gyökeres was. He was literally in their half, in our half, right? Couldn't keep up because what Arteta's got, and he said it in his press conference. Oh yes, pressing. Yeah, he's doing the pressing for us. His guy just wants these guys to just work like workhorses. That's all he is. Yeah, I showed Shane the clip from X about the amount of times we transitioned and it just came to nothing. Martinelli falling off a cliff. You got Miles Lewis-Skelly, not a left back. Keep saying it. We've been saying it from last season, not a left back. Calafiori, good going forward, but can't defend. Yeah, we need a left back. You bring on Madueke. We know that Madueke is going to be that left-sided winger because every time Martinelli is sacked, who comes on? Noddy. Yeah. And he plays Saka to the 97th minute. And the way Saka was running, I don't know if you watched him towards the end, the guy, it looked like he was running awkward. He's got a third. He's just come back from a third. So if people think that not Martinelli, Saka, what's the name, Havertz and Gabriel Magalhaes are going to go for a season unscathed, they got another thing coming.
Gabriel playing 90 minutes was a crime as well, by the way. First game back after 6 months out and he plays 90 minutes. I've never seen that before. I've never seen someone come back from 6 months out and play a full 90.
He's not managing. He's not managing the time and the minutes. And these guys are going to fall off a cliff. Literally, they're going to fall off a cliff. It's a World Cup year as well.
By Christmas, we are
coming to World Cup next year. It's World Cup year.
Do you know what, Norms, as well? Like, obviously, you can somewhat understand in his weird little mind, Arteta's, why Gabriel on purely because he was having an absolute Martin Keown-esque sort of
okay.
But the welfare is massively important, and if you're going to bring off two defenders anyway, why can't he just be one of them? He destabilized the defense more taking off two defenders than he would have just taken Gabriel Magalhaes. Do you know what I mean? Like that just alone. So whilst I can at least see the point, it was still criminal. I can't argue against what you and Shane are saying. I genuinely believe that he shouldn't have played 90 minutes at that football club. He should have trust in his own players and the defence that he'd signed to take him off after even 75 minutes. Just give him something. Go, do you know what? He's got through this. Just take him off.
He shouldn't have even started, though, Aaron. He should have been coming on with half an hour left.
I get it.
I get it. He should have been coming on with half an hour left.
I'm not
for a couple of games in a row. You know, it's crazy. One pre-season friendly game he's had.
Especially in an intense game like this. It's Man United, they're going to be up for it. And they certainly was up for it. You know, that game could have turned out, if...
Don't be surprised if he's out for Leeds. Don't be surprised if he's out for Leeds and he'll need a week. He'll be out for a week.
Yeah. Look, for me, that game raised many talking points, and you guys have obviously wonderfully established them. Getting the 3 points was sort of a major thing for sort of me. I've made a big sort of deal of it the way I was saying about, just take the stinky win. But at Leeds, I don't expect that. We're at home. We're at Leeds. Start your season properly there. For me, it was just you're playing against your fiercest rivals, Manchester United, away. And notoriously, we've failed there. Even though Arteta will lie and tell you different, by the way. We've had a right torrid time over the years at Old Trafford, regardless of the quality of our team or theirs, unfortunately. So I just thought, first game away, get that first win under your belt. No matter how you do it, just win. However, that is not my expectations for the season and how I want them to play. And I can understand people are frustrated. I'm very, very frustrated. The 3 points was the only positive because every single other talking point is massively negative. Look at the Saka, like you boys covered. I wanted to chip in on that. That guy, man, I really hope we're all wrong about him, but What did we say to all of these guys that were giddy about the Real Madrid game? Oh, yeah, but he scored. He got the tap in against Fulham as well. Do you know, this is the guy's career, and at the expense of getting humiliated in the semi-final of the Champions League, rushing your boy back, your best player, the guy who's carried you for 6 years probably, and carried Mikel Arteta, I think. It's fair to say, probably carried Mikel Arteta. You sacrificed winning nothing, possibly, we don't know this, but possibly for his career. Because if he carries on, he wasn't right that whole time he come back. Why? Because as we all said to every single person, numerous times, he should have been out for about 6 months and he was out for about 3. All right, then people will say, yeah, well, you know, you had the off season. He's not looking right. He just doesn't look right. And I really hope he can do something else against Leeds. But he looks like he's lost that burst of pace. You can't get that back. You know, like
no, you can't.
It's not one
his
of
whole,
them.
His whole game is based on it as well, Aaron. His whole game is
Exactly.
based on that burst of pace.
Facts. It's how he beats his man, and our defenders just go, there's not much you can do. When Saka's on form, that bit of burst of pace and skill, you know what he's going to do, but there's nothing you can do about it. If he ain't got that, he's just instead of a knife, he's a spoon, isn't he? Do you know what I mean? They've been blunted. Like he just has. And you know, as well, I have to lay into, no one said him yet, and I'm sure you have him in various shows on your own or appearances and whatever. Martinelli, go.
Worst performance I've ever seen.
You are finished, bruv. You are finished. Like, and do you know what's really annoying as well? Because especially like after when we signed him in Emery and he come in, I was like, well, Jurgen Klopp said it himself. He's like generational, and you jump on and you think, yeah, he had that good Arteta season, which was obviously closer to his, rise. And then you think, wow, we've got a right old player on our hands here. I'm like, yeah, I love this kid. He's getting you out your seat. Wow. He is finished, mate. At least in an Arsenal shirt. At least under Mikel Arteta. Masterpiece.
He's Arteta's masterpiece, finished. I think. For Brunton, I think that's his masterpiece. That is his masterpiece, is Martinelli, I think.
Yeah. I'd have never predicted, considering how good he looked, how bad this manager would make him. And Shane, you put it absolutely perfectly. I'm not even going to say my piece on that because I think he was right. It's his masterpiece. His masterpiece of all fuck ups.
He's had some classics now. He's ruined some good players.
He really has. Yeah.
That's his piece de resistance, without a doubt, man. That's the one that he unleashes at the end of the fucking gallery show. And this is the player I ruined the most. And then there's footage of him when Klopp was calling him a generational talent under Emery, and then footage of him doing that thing where he just pushes the ball between his feet and then falls over. What has happened?
I don't know. I really don't know. It's really, it's frightening. It's shocking how this guy has fallen off a cliff. Knowing when this guy came in, we paid less than 7 million for this guy. From a second division Brazilian side.
Or something like that,
yeah.
I think it
was. And we watched him under Unai. Do you know what I mean? He was thinking, we got something here, you know what I mean? And then all of a sudden, you know what I mean, he comes under the hands of Arteta. And the rest is history. Apart from that 22-23 season is his best ever return, you know what I mean? That's all gone now. And that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for that 22-23 season, and I don't know whether we're ever going to see it back because I just don't think Arteta trusts himself. He doesn't trust the players, and if we continue to play like this during this season, we're worse. We're actually worse
than last season. We brought in 6 players, spent over 200 million, and we're worse. Mm-hmm.
How is that? Yeah. How do you work that one out?
Yeah, well, Gyökeres could be anybody. Me, DJ, but we've all said it. You could give this guy prime or 9. If he's not getting the ball where he likes it, he's not going to do it. Gyökeres will be at home to Burnley or something like that, and he'll bang in a hat-trick, and he'll get a brace here and there, and this isn't just saying he scores against small teams, as some people are saying. I've said this. I said this to Danny. Big up Danny Reacts. This is months ago we were talking about this, and I said, if Arteta was to get sacked at Christmas, right, and just say Gyökeres only had like 7 goals. If we got in a proper manager like a Glasner or someone like that who's able to get the best out of players, you could see him then get double that in the second half of the season because he'd go, right, now this is what we do. This is how we find him. And it would just pick up like that. But the thing is, even when, I'm not into heat maps and all, and it was Lee actually that I think he either sent it to me or said it to me. But the thing was, as the players are warming up, someone on Sky was talking and said he likes it in the sort of the width of the box. And more often than not, on the left-hand side of the box, that's where he wants to turn and go in there. Yeah. He got it all on the right-hand side. So Arteta's literally gone, okay, you like it on the left-hand side of the box? Right, we're just going to move it to the right. Just move it to the right, just for the sake of it. May as well. And the only reason that's happening is because we just crowd over on the left. There was a stage in that all got lobbed out to Mbeumo. And Views called this in the summer. He said that if we get, that he was talking about if we get Eze that coming inside into the midfield, but Martinelli had come in as well, right? And Calafiori had come in. And literally 1/3 of the pitch on one side was just empty. And Mbeumo was just standing on his own. They just lobbed the ball out to him. And they have those new cameras now that are spinning around. You could just see it was acres. I mean acres. Maybe 20 yards. There was no one around.
That's all they done, isn't it?
And this defensive masterclass as well. When Cunha just ran through the middle of our defence. Just ran straight through the middle of the defence.
He done that Cruyff. Flicked this in the Cruyff. He spun Ben White. And
Cunha should have got man of the match in my eyes.
Yeah,
Cunha was
both flanks were in problems.
He was good.
Literally, both flanks, because he's got them guys pushing up, either inverting. Ben White is not picking up his man. So, what's his name? Dorgu had the run of that side, and Boomer had the run of that side with Dalat.
How much did they pay for Cunha, by the way? Was it around what we paid for Madway?
It was about
60-ish, was it?
60,
something
60,
like that?
I think it was 60.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
Around
62 million.
Yeah. Affordable.
Right.
Affordable.
So 10 million more. 10 million more than Madway.
Yeah.
Imagine he had been out the left for us feeding Gyökeres. It just makes sense. It makes too much sense. And then if Odegaard's not playing well, put Cunha there. You can put him up front if Gyökeres is injured. That's signing. That was the one when we were going around at the start of the summer and we were asking who would be your dream signings. I always said Cunha first. It was always Cunha. Get me Cunha. Cunha's the player I want because he can play in the 10, he can play at the left, he can play up front. It just makes so much sense. And then that's why we didn't do it. That's why when people ask,
if we had those
two,
because if we had those two players
and Gyökeres.
Bro, it's all over.
It'd be like 22, 23
Thank
again.
God he didn't go to Man U because, bro.
Yeah, they'd be cooking.
Mbeumo
and Cunha. There was probably, this is another sort of funny take, but even though we won, I know you said something similar, Shane. We won, but there's more negatives to talk about. Manchester United lost, but there's probably more positives to talk about.
I said that
I know the situations are different, but I mean,
but they're better than they were last season.
Yeah,
they're better than they were. We're the same or worse. So if I was their fans, I'd be more excited. Yeah,
definitely. Yeah, because they're you could no. I mean, look, this is what you sort of wanted. And whilst obviously the Gyökeres thing, I do totally get it. He was absolute starved. His belly's rumbling all game. What he did do was still probably not good enough. I know it's they're different types of players, but you just want your players like your Maduekis, your Zubamendi's, your Gyökeres to come in and basically do what Cunha and Mbeumo done. I know maybe they know the league a little bit more, maybe not so much as Madueke, but I mean, sign them then. Do you know what I mean? Keep the Gyökeres. Why are we not signing Mbeumo? Why are we not signing a Cunha? Like, are you telling me, like Shane's saying, add a Odegaard 10 million on the value, who, by the way, didn't even get in the squad. And there you go, you've got the man. Oh, he's injured, is he?
Yeah,
fair enough.
Injured, yeah,
absolutely fair enough. I didn't realise that.
Fair enough.
I'll take that back.
Even when Madueke came on, he was no better than Martinelli. He got skimmed. He got literally by Ahmad. It's like this guy. When I watched that game, guys, when I watched that game on Sunday, it was like these were the first time these guys have played together. It's like everybody just said, "Right, Shane, come on down. Let's go down the park. Bring a load of let's have a kick about." That's what it was. We was hoofing the ball up in the air. Yeah. What the guy doing? It was like, what am I looking?
Norms, did you see the Odegaard as well? The Odegaard. I mean, there was like some stats. It's annoying that I brushed past it, but do you know what? What I'm getting at, what I'm coming up next, I might still have it. So I'll hold on to that little form.
Yeah.
But there was a particular bit where Odegaard, I don't know, I think it was maybe around the 35-minute half, if my memory's serving me well, where he just kneed the ball in the air in no man's land.
Yes.
He was in possession of it, and I'm just seeing knee it. I'm like, what is he doing?
No, Wolves playing rugby. They were playing rugby. They're playing rugby. That's what you get in rugby. Yeah.
He broke forward in the first half, Odegaard, and it was the same thing. That clip that I played on the Bruised Banana and the pre-season friendly against Spurs, when he burst forward and 3 people made a run and he waited till they all went offside. And the exact same thing happened. He was charging forward, running forward, and Saka and Gyökeres pulled out to the right and Martinelli pulled out to the left. They all went offside, and then he just played it through to the keeper. And Gary Neville started going, "Oh, this is a difference." What are you doing? Why are you bigging this guy up? What? I don't get the thought process. Why this guy? So that stuff I sent you, Aaron, like that was from TNT. That's not even Arsenal putting out these ridiculous twisted stats or misinformation, not even misinformation. I suppose technically it is right, but it's the way they word it makes
from
it
the
sound
angle.
better
From the angle they're taking it as well. It's so
misleading.
one-sided.
It's misleading.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. Like that's the thing. And you touched on it there, and I was saying it to the United fans in my chat. I said if I was you, I'd be more enthusiastic. No, you aren't going to finish ahead of us. Like United aren't going to finish ahead of Arsenal, but they're showing improvement. They look good. We looked as bad as, if not worse than last season. And the whole thing about injuries and stuff last season, you know, the funny thing is, I don't think we should have had a full team to pick from. Right? I think that we shouldn't have been able to pick Gabriel. I think we shouldn't have been able to pick Timber. You know, I think we shouldn't have been able to pick Saka because these guys aren't right. I don't think Rice looked knackered after about 10 minutes. And when he was getting subbed off, he looked like I'd say when he got into the dressing room, he just dropped. He looked I don't know, man. People was trying to concentrate on the results.
He's doing two man's job. He's running around.
Yeah, which we called as well.
Yeah, too much. Doing too much. Yeah. The guy was out on his feet, and it just looked like first time he's ever kicked a ball.
Yeah,
you know, it's worst like
game, in an Arsenal shirt. That's the worst game I've seen him play in an Arsenal shirt.
Definitely.
Yeah,
there were so many negative talking parts on it. It's almost like people think we're trying to make it up or something like that, but it's just so bad, like so bad. Look, I don't really understand how it got that bad. But listen, one thing I do know, guys and girls, geezers in the chat, smash the likes up, and don't forget all of these guys. If you don't want to do that, cool, but make sure you sub to Shane and make sure you sub to Normski. But, you know, if you want to sub to me as well, we're approaching that 2K thing. There's about 60 sank away from it, man. So do you know what I mean? If you want to help out, cool. If not, no worries. No digital guns to anyone's nut. But I'd appreciate if you do. Let's get this up because Arsenal.com have decided to go all Bhavs-esque on all of us. And I'll tell you for why. 5 reasons that we started with a win. Wow, yes, Arsenal Football Club have turned into the ultimate cringe. I don't know who's worse, Bhavs or Arsenal. They are both. Yeah, he's probably wrote it.
But he did bring out his one today, I think. Yeah.
Oh, has he come out?
It sounds like him.
It does sound so much like him, doesn't it? You know, Brazilian.
Plenty.
Struggling to find our usual flower quality. Oh Jesus! How has he not got serious help?
I think he does get genuinely out of breath after each sentence.
Of about he's got a 3 or 4 word peak. You know what I mean? Where
that's why it's edited all the time. I think he has to take a break between each point. He sits down for an hour and then comes back again. Has a sleep.
Look at this crap though, everyone. Look, resilience aplenty. Struggling to find our usual flow. This is the fun. So they open up like a comedy set. Struggling to find our usual flow. When was that? Because that ain't been apparent for about 2-3 years.
Yeah.
And our quality.
It's back in 22, 23, lads, if you're looking for it.
Yeah. Like Simba in the Lion King, Arsenal, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Just there you go. Do you know what I mean? With members of our back four being pulled out of position. With United's fluid striker list, this turns out to be a stern examination, facing 22 shots in total, including 7 that demanded saves from David Raya. But it was a defensive masterclass, exactly what Shane said earlier. Why, if it was a defensive masterclass, so you're facing 22
shots? Why is he
shots,
facing 22 shots, exactly?
And David Raya had to make 7 of them, and he gets man of the match. Thank you very much. That was a very easy one to go through because you had already pretty much nailed it. Yet there could be an indomitable spirit shown in our defensive players who refuse to buckle under pressure. Throwing bodies in the way, that was probably only the poor and soon to be re-injured again, Gabriel Magalhaes. We frustrated the fire-up shots with a series of brave shots and blocked in the danger zone. Listen to this. Of those 8 22 efforts, United were blocked shots. Yep, here we go. But Gabriel leading the way, of course it is. And then they're all going into this. Right, where was the little bit that wanted to get in? Oh, yeah, here we go. Different way of attacking. Different way of attacking. I knew you'd like this, Shane. I knew you'd love this little bit. I knew you'd love this.
3 shots on target. That's a different way, isn't it?
Different way. Different way of attacking. What way of attacking, by the way?
Yeah.
What United's forceful approach, talking like it was like Gary Neville going into Raya.
Inverted attacking. You just don't attack. You're attacking your own half.
Coupled with some nervousness. It's some, only some, from Mikel Arteta's players in possession, put us on the back foot at times. You spent basically 90 minutes on the back foot, by the way. This meant our usual control again, with just reminding you, everyone, just reminding you all that we usually have total control. So the nature of the game was forced into creating a stream. What stream of attacks? What stream of attacks from transitions instead? Okay, cool. Manchester United had 40. In transition, we had 53. Wow, look, there's a bigger stat. We must have played better. We must have played better. Look, 53 to a 40. Transition reaching the final third. Oh, but none of them got there. Oh, transitions reaching the final third. Oh, only 28.3% then. And I wonder why that was, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, look, there you go. They nicely lead me into it. There you go. But they seem to take a different point of view that we all do. He was regularly at the heart of all the matters. Running at United's defence with options ahead of him. The captain had the most touches among all of our players, 63, by making some distance by the greatest numbers of passes inside the final third, 23. This is what I wanted to say, yeah? Passes inside the final third, 25, yeah? I haven't got the stat. It's really annoying that I didn't have time to look for this stat. How many of them were actually completed, I wonder? Passes into the final third, because every time we had a transition and he was getting the transition, reaching the final third, which was 28.3%, he was overhitting every pass. He was misplacing every pass.
Yep.
Every single one of them. Every single one of them. So of this, we're saying, it's a big number, 25. What was the stat out of this transition feature in the final third that actually were completed? Probably closer to that, 8.3. It's ridiculous. He lost the ball in every single opportunity, and there weren't many opportunities that we had in this game. And Odegaard pretty much fluffed up every single one of them. Oh, but he got 3 successful dribbles. What dribbling from there to there, and then passing it there, and then there to there. Ridiculous. Oh, but one possession. He's our creative spark. Creative spark. He also topped the rankings for possession one. Fair enough, but I don't want you to do that. I want you to get complete probably 80-90% of them in the final third, especially if their piercing runs through that leader player on goal. I want that higher, but it's not. Well, only 28% of those transitions reach the final third. The threat we carried in those situations does bode well for future matches. Absolute fucking shower of shit. It bodes well in future matches. What, every time Odegaard got the ball or we got the ball in the final third, we done absolutely fuck all with it. That bodes well. Smarter off the ball runs. And improved choice of pass likely to arrive as we sharpen our play. Oh, that'll come next week. Yeah, you're not analysing next week, though. You're analysing yesterday. That's what you're doing. What are we doing here, man? It's an absolute shower of shit. Set pieces, look, we all know that. That's fairly straightforward. But here we go. This is what makes me laugh about this. Yeah. But listen to this. I'll come to the... Do you know, actually, in addition to scoring the only goal of the game, it shouldn't be forgotten. Don't you dare forget that it was the Italians tackle inside United's box to help in the corner that broke the deadlock. But listen to how they phrase this, boys. And this is what gets me. Playing at left back, why would you say it like that? If we wanted, I thought he was a left back. I don't get the word in that. Playing at left back, like you know that he ain't a fucking left back, but he's playing there. Playing at left back, you'd just say the left back, wouldn't you? Yeah, continuously took up. That's what I'm saying. Like, reading little words like this, they always say, oh, yeah, we bought him to be a left back. You ain't. You haven't bought a left back in years. You play players that ain't left back. And we're seeing the demise probably, or the small demise of Ainsley Maitland-Niles. Oh, fuck it. Every time. Miles Lewis-Skelly, every single time my brain's learnt the wrong double-barreled name. But this heat match provides an indication to how intrepid, or I was going to say inept, Calafiori was.
He wasn't a left back for any stage in the match then.
When
was he at left? There's no sign of him at left back. Literally, not even a dot at left back where he's meant to be. What's the point in that? There's not even a dot where he's meant to be.
Oh, sorry. I don't know how long you've been there, Kyle. I've been off the thing doing this.
He spent more time at their corner flag than he did at left back.
And when he comes up against a tricky winger in Ahmad or Mbemo, literally, that's why he ended up getting a yellow card. Because he can't deal with a player that's quick and got tricky feet. Yeah. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? He's not a left back. Full stop.
It's embarrassing.
He's not a left back.
The chaos and unpredictability this caused. What chaos? What chaos? Well, but never been an occasion when possessed we lost, and Buemo was a problem down that side. Yeah, massive problem down that side because he's not a left back or a good defender. That's why. had our distribution been better, California's bold approach would have helped create multiple chances. All right, look, now they're just predicting what future might have happened. So finding the right balance moving forward is going to be important. What a load of shit. What load of shit that last bit is.
You see all of that?
Load of shit.
All of what you just said there, yeah?
Well.
All of what you said there, all of what you said there, if we come up against a better side, they're talking about him going forward, his boldness and that, we're going to get done. We are going to get done. Watch us at Liverpool. Watch us at Liverpool, bro. You're going to see a spanking.
Forest on the counter-attack at the Emirates. Forest, one of the best counter-attacking teams in the league. Imagine them with all those chances United had, all those counter-attacks. They're going to do us in, man. Gabriel with his injury, this guy marauding forward. Oh, he said, I had this out with Christian when he said, and Dan Potts burst out laughing around as well, man. He goes, oh, well, you know, Calafiori causes chaos when he goes forward. And no coincidence that he says that as well, by the way. Exact words, he causes chaos. That's Arteta came up with that. So, of course, he repeats it, and now they repeat it on this. And I said, yeah, but he causes chaos for us as well. You know what I mean? Like, it's a double-edged sword. Yeah, he causes chaos when he goes forward. And I said, Liverpool say that about Darwin Núñez too. If you could unleash a bull on the pitch, that would cause chaos too. But I don't want them fucking defending one-on-ones. Like, you know what I mean? This causes these little things that people say, they make no sense. When you're having to find these made-up reasons to play someone, they're not very good at their job. Nobody here is talking about how good he was defending one-on-ones with Mbeumo. Nobody's talking about how good he was at holding the line or marauding forward on the overlap. Nobody's talking about all the stuff he should have been doing. It's all this made up causes chaos and shit. You know, it makes no sense to me, man. Well, why are we having to find reasons to say the chap play good? The goal was going in anyway. That corner was going in anyway. So apart from that, he did nothing. Yeah, he did nothing.
Yeah, facts. Yeah, mate. Honestly, it's ridiculous, isn't it? Really, how they're saying, oh, you know, and he could have, it would have helped create more multiple chances. What is that all about? We're just predicting what might have happened. It's an analysis. Oh, it's just ridiculous, man. And then Raya to the rescue. Obviously, we
know they start with
great names. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I know. Yeah, sorry. Here we go. And yeah, and of course, do you know what I mean? Like that save, especially against Cunha, right near his feet. Was a good one, to be fair. And I think they sort of summarise it in this bottom bit here as low dive to the left to push away and most better for it. Oh no, that was a different one, of course. Raya's highlight was his reaction start from Cunha. Oh, 100%. One of them goals go in and they're winning that game. Absolutely 100% an inevitability that Manchester United win at that game. Let me just come to the super chats. People in the chat just quickly as well. I've had a couple of messages and previously saying obviously like your at names, your screen names is you know what I mean? It's not showing your screen names, it's just showing the like your just normal sort of a handle name or whatever you call it. There is a reason for that. I think I've googled it and they're saying some channels do have it where they're sort of basically trying to create like a safery sort of weird thing. So like to stop people just changing their username, you can see their actual email address sort of thing to stop helping people, you know, to stop sort of people being dicks and fucking whatnot. Do you know what I mean? I don't know what hit really and actually up to proof, but that's why I'm seeing, I don't know whether you boys can see it as well in the chat. You know, it hasn't got, like, say I'm looking at Aces. It's just, instead of seeing Aces, it's at Aces, so and so. I don't so it's not their actual names. Yeah, like I think some channels do have it, some don't. But also as well, I've been having to keep on top of it. Because I have seen that I've been kind enough to receive free donations, super chats, and they haven't been automatically starred and haven't come up as a colour. And I'll read them out now because I've been going through it. So I do apologise. I have been on the ball, but if you know, like Suter wrote one earlier, I didn't see it as a super chat. So I do apologise, my friend. And that was the one on screen. And I'll read it out to you now, and then we'll bring the legend that is Kyle in as well, man. Suter said, big up the legendary Normski, the Irish breakfast, co-host Sean and Midget Adam, and of course, if Kyle Walsh would have been here, of course you'd have been in there as well, my friend. Hit the likes and smash and subscribe. He's telling the truth. Do the same thing. As far as I'm aware as well, we've already had Kyle's link pinned, as is everyone else's in the chat. So make sure you go and give them a subscribe as well. Absolute legends. And yeah, our counter-attack and defence, it was just absolutely non-existent. We've got another one from Sujir, and he's saying different ways of attacking is like saying I'm not bald. It's a different way of head air conditioning. I need this person to rewrite my resume. Oh, we've got Suge that's on fire again today, and I'm always intrigued to see what he's going to is going to write next, because it usually means that he's going to come for me in some way, shape, or form. It always does quite amuse me, I'm not going to lie. And we got the legend as well, Gianni, man. Big up to you, my brother. Hope you're all doing. Hope you're doing well, my friend. What an absolute geezer you are. Don't forget, I say we need to get rid of Trossard. And I've seen that today. Yeah, there's been links with a few numerous clubs who is more productive than Martinelli. Absolutely. And he's on half the wage, by the way, as well. Half the wage. We can't sell him now. We're desperate for goals. Bruv, do you know what I mean? It would be the Arsenal thing to do, wouldn't it? Because the thing is as well, just quickly on that, and we'll just have that as a very quick talking before I bring Kyle in. Martinelli has only got 2 years left on his deal. So he's inevitably, it looks like he's staying. It just does look like he's staying. So what we're going to do, renew his contract and give him improved. Even if we keep him on 180k a week, it's an absolute farce. Do we give him improved terms to keep him here? Or do we let him go to a year left of his deal? Who's going to buy him in a year left of his deal? We're on decent amount of money. No, he's going to be another one that's going to walk away for free. So you're absolutely right. You keep Trossard, but then you're stuck in that little thing. Arsenal, yet again, Gianni, bruv, have just absolutely screwed themselves over, man. Absolutely screwed themselves in the market. What can you do, man? They make the poor decisions time and time again. Kyle, man, big up to you, bro. Cheers for coming on, man. And again, I do apologise. I was on the other screen, so if you'd been waiting there a little bit, of course, I'd never ignore you, my brother. What's your thoughts, man?
Yeah, all good, Aaron. Big up to you to have me on the show, bro. Come on. And yeah, man. And we had a chat on the phone and stuff like that. So listen, big up to you.
Yeah.
Shane, always a pleasure to be on the screen with another Irish legend. And Normski in the Matrix, big up to you, brother. As you can see, I've been painting most of the day, but look at how whenever I take a shower after this. Yeah, where do I start? I won't hold this up because it's probably already after doing this quickly, so I'll do a quick review about what I saw yesterday.
Yeah,
40 years supporting Arsenal Football Club. And I have to admit, I have not been looking forward to this season. I'm not excited. I'm not, I don't know why, it's like an empty feeling for the first time as a fan. I sat back, I stayed quiet because I'm so negative. And I said, let Arsenal prove me wrong this summer window. It's a 4 out of 10 for me. Everyone was all, but not saying everyone, but most of the lads were all hyped up over Geiger is coming to us. And I don't think he's the real deal. Myself personally, but look, I'm here to be proved wrong. Super Mendy, Norgard, Madwiki, Kempe, the Mosquito, or whatever his name is, the centre back fella. Yeah. It's not a great transfer window. Let's be real here. This Arsenal team, I was talking to Shane earlier on, 395 million we spent to build the Emirates Stadium. We're spending twice the amount of money on this current squad of players, 1 billion. And we, gentlemen, and the chat, trust me when I say it, we are winning nothing again this season. And I mean cup competitions, league title, European Champions League, winning none of them. Because this Arteta is a fucking clown. Tactics again. Yesterday, 1 billion. And I'm looking at players standing over set pieces for 5 minutes, throwing in long balls into the box. This is what we're fucking doing. And then I'm told that it's wonderful football. Last year was the worst football I ever saw at this club. And it's a continuation, as far as I'm concerned, into this season from what I saw yesterday. Super Bendy non-existent. Declan Rice looks like he's not fit. Saka looks like Shane said, finished. Luke Shaw had Saka in his back pockets. Luke Shaw.
And he's been out for a fucking...
And he's been out for I don't know how long. Yeah. I'm looking at our main captain, Odegaard. He's supposed to be our creative spark. I saw a guy making a couple of moves. I didn't see any move. I didn't see any balls going into him. What did I see? Send the ball to the right-hand side over to Saka once again. He's pen pad. I'm sick of fucking dead of us. Then I'm looking at the left-hand side, and I'm looking at California. Getting caught out possession. 90% of the game. I'm looking at Martinelli. I've been saying it for the last 2 or 3 years. Get this clown out of this club. This man is a clown. He's not a football player. £180,000 a week for that club.
Yeah.
He's an absolute disgrace to the club. Trossard is the best thing that we have, and that's bad. That's fucking bad. Let's be real about it. Madueke, 52 million on a waste of space. I'm sick to fucking death of it. 1 billion on a squad that we'd be lucky to finish in the top 4. Lucky. I'm sick. Raya was our best man of the match. And we're supposed to have this great game there. This great match yesterday. Brilliant stuff from the top gunners. You're there now tonight, Aaron, and you're putting up all these things there, all these up on the screen. When we were growing up, there was none of that shit about matches. There was none of this bollocksing around. You went out, you won the game. You went out, you won titles. I'm lost. I'm lost for words.
Well, he's so lost for words. He's been cut off entirely. Hopefully, we will get Kyle, obviously, of course, back very, very, very soon. Vigilante is, of course.
Can you hear me though?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, you were saying, you know,
I
don't know. We pop back in. Obviously, he's having a bit of technical issues. There's been a lot of that, to be fair, today.
YouTube's bugging out today. Yeah, we had to cut our stream short after he'd only got his goalkeeper done on the all-time 11, and everybody's in the chat saying he's bugging out. Northside was having the same issues. I think YouTube's just having a stinker. So. Yeah,
and I don't know whether that was a technical issue or Carl switching cameras anyway. But the reason why DJB ain't on there is because he was having issues with his camera. So hopefully for him, his laptop ain't broke or bugged, and it was just a temporary little YouTube thing. Unfortunately, Carl's sort of dealing with now. But make sure you give Carl a like and subscribe. I'm sure he'll be back very, very, very soon. It's it's a little bit of frustrating one. You know, you want to sort of oh, hold on one second. I've just so you sort of want to areas. Let's get him back on there. Let's get
sorry about that, lads. The lads is ringing me there at 10:30 at night. You know what I mean? Stop 9. But no, look, I'm just disappointed. Like I said, we're achieving that again, gentlemen. It's going to be a long season, boring fucking football. It's desperate to say I can't even sit down to enjoy a game of football anymore. It's finished, done. It's over. The club is finished, it's done. We're living on the past. That's what I'm doing now. I'm just looking back, great memories of the past, because this is absolutely shambolic what's going on. We got 3 points. Yes, we did. We went up to the Cape and we bet the scumbags. But that's as far as it's going. Let's be real about it.
But so even during Wenger's worst years, right? Yeah. Which I consider sort of 2009, 2014, we still got Champions League every year, which is all this manager's done, which he hasn't even done it for 5 years in a row. But we still had players that could light up a stadium like Rosicky and Kleb and all these guys that could turn it on, and you could still get these goals. We'd be pass and move goals, and we'd sometimes go to Liverpool and lose 4-1 or whatever, but we could go on runs and 9-10 winning in a row and stuff like that, and be one of the best teams in the country, and everybody liked us. It wasn't perfect, but we had that honor of there was something sort of tribal about it. It infuriated you that we had to keep selling our best striker or best player every summer, but it made you come together a bit more and go, do you know what, we'll stand together. You know, everybody's against us. We're having to sell. Like I said, in 2010 or 11, I think it was, he had to sell Adebayor, who was on fire, and Clichy, who was one of the best left backs around at the time, to Man City.
He left for free, didn't he? I think. Right? Didn't his contract expire? No, he sold him for $7 million.
No. He had a year left. We had to sell them both to City, who were the big powerhouse now. And we still finished 2 places ahead of them and got the Champions League ahead of them. You know what I mean? So it seems silly at the time, we only got third. But when you look back on it that way, the season before, he was forced to get rid of Gilberto Silva, Pleb, and Flamini, which was the whole midfield, basically. And we finished third, right? But the football was great. And we were doing it with, Scalacci at centre-back and stuff like that. That is all like, I'm not going to go into the Holy Gal thing that he said, because that guy's not worth breath anymore. I'm done even talking about it. I think I'm even going to get rid of him off Top Gun or Dross and all. There's no point giving him any fucking air, right? But this is the thing that even then, you could go to the Emirates and you'd be off your seat a lot. Now you're sitting there just going, I want this to fucking end. I want it to end.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And that's the difference.
Yeah.
And imagine we had that money to spend. So
Yeah.
even then, there was something more, like I said, tribal, because we were getting all our best players, and it got to the point then because of the Emirates where we had to sell them to English clubs because they pay 10 million more on every player. So we had to sell them to his rivals as well. He couldn't just say, right, if you want to leave Van Persie, you're going to Madrid or you're going to Barcelona and I don't have to see you again. You had to sell them to our rivals. And I said this, and I'll finish on this to Kyle earlier when he said about we've spent double what it costs to build the Emirates. Wenger may as well not have bothered. He may as well not have bothered doing those 10 years where he lived on a shoestring to pay off the stadium. He may as well not have bothered, because when we finally started getting money again, and let's get it straight, by the way, for anybody who doesn't understand this. The reason we've had $1 billion to spend at this moment is a large chunk to do with what Wenger did for us, by the way. You know what I mean? By keeping us afloat and by not having to spend, and by saying, right, I'll do it on a shoestring, I'll keep us in the Champions League, and then in time, the long game, we'll have money to spend again. It just so happens that when the money finally came around, we handed it to a fucking cone man who's pissed 90% of it up against the walls. Oh, sorry, it's 72%, I think, Aaron, isn't it? You figured out the transfers that have worked. So about 72% of it has been pissed against the fucking wall.
Yeah. I think the actual thing was 69, and that was my own personal thing, because Terry was having it with me, and we eventually sort of came to a thing, and I said, just off the number, I was like, there's probably around 70% of it. And we, after a great battle, I finally told him to do it properly and name all the players, because the sneaky so-and-so was trying to just name some of the bigger players and miss off some of the smaller signings. I'm like, well, that's not all his signings then. So anyways, we went through it and literally done the math and everything like that, and it worked out at like 68 or 69. I was like, well, there you go. I just threw a number roughly out the top of my head, and I'm like 1% out. They are, yeah, Shane. About 70% of them signings are no good. Everyone, especially in this world-class chat, and I know for a fact on this panel, we would probably be maybe one signing out, maybe between, if we labelled all of his and went through it, whether it'd say yes or no, we'd probably be max one out. And I don't actually even think that. I think we'd probably all agree completely on the now if you went through the 30, 35 sort of players, yeah. Yeah, I know. Yeah, did you see that? Yeah, did you see that? Yeah. He was going mad. I was like, "What are you talking about?" I don't know. I know what he tries to do sometimes. I just weren't having none of it, man. What can you do? We got James as well here. Big up to you, brother.
How you doing, Aaron?
West Ham in the building.
You all right, mate?
Oh, well, please don't.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Talk to me, James, man.
How's Sunderland doing?
Fucking great, mate. You know what I mean?
Don't worry about it. My brother-in-law's a West Ham supporter, so mate.
I did tell you a few weeks ago, mate. We're banging the shit, mate, this year. It's not looking good.
Yeah.
And if you see my video on Saturday, the afterfall, I literally exploded. Like and yeah, it was bad. It was bad, but you know. Oh, all's good in the hood.
yeah, it was. I mean, yeah. So it's almost like we say the same thing, or I definitely say the same thing. Aside from my football club, you're all right, aren't you? Do you know what I mean? They're the worst thing.
Yeah.
The Arsenal Football Club are definitely the worst thing. And well, I mean, I've had a bit of a funny old couple of months, but you know the kind of gist I'm having. Do you know what I mean? It's been a bit madness, but I was you're sort of in time for this little bit that I wanted to do, yeah, because me and Shane earlier were sort of talking about. Like, like when people have got their sort of side of things, so they're posting out all these little stats and things like that. And here's one of them, which I believe is an incomplete stat to hit a narrative. Yeah. So I see this. And it's one of these. Shane sent me a very similar one, and then a couple of other ones that are just so biased to one side of things to get you basically to tell their side of the story. And this is like Arsenal's days unbeaten against the big six in the Premier League. Now, obviously, this is designed absolutely well and truly. Its sole purpose is to tell you how good Arsenal were doing. And to be fair, in its thing, yes, we look like we're doing okay against the big six. Fair enough. But there's a major issue with this. Who cares? Manchester United, Manchester City, they're 844 days. Manchester United 1076. I've given you this, ladies and gentlemen, the actual full one that matters, that everyone should care about, not this one-sided flip-flop. And it's this. Trophies won in that time frame. Manchester City, 844 days ago, by the way, on the day of that, which was yesterday, was Thursday, the 27th of April, 2023. So we're talking from the 22 and 23 seasons. The trophies that Manchester City won, but we're unbeaten against them, by the way. They won 2 Premier League titles, 1 FA Cup, 1 Champions League, 1 FIFA World Cup, and 1 Super Cup. How many does that amass to? 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh yeah, what they got? Six titles, 6 trophies. But don't worry, we're unbeaten against them in 844 days. Don't worry about that. But they've won 6 titles in that time frame. Got 6 titles over the line. What about Manchester United? We always say, by the way, the worst Manchester United team, probably of all of our lifetimes here, probably of all of there or thereabouts. This is a horrendous Manchester United, spending over 1,078 days, rather, when I can learn to count. Monday, the 5th of September, 2022. From the 22-23 season, not that long ago, by the way. 1 FA Cup and 1 League Cup, still more successful than us. Even Spurs go 1,191 days unbeaten against Spurs in that time frame. Unbeaten against Spurs, Sunday the 15th of May. That's how long it was from the 22-23 season. They've won a Europa League. Liverpool, 1,250 days. That goes back to Thursday the 17th of March 22. Again from the 22-23 season. 1 Premier League title and 1 League Cup. Then we go to Chelsea, and this is the funny one because this goes to Monday, the 23rd of August, 2021, yeah? So from the 21 and 22 season, they've won 2 trophies, the Conference League and the Club World Cup. If in 3 months' time, they will also include the Champions League to that. They'll also include the Super Cup to that and another World Club Cup to that. There's only just because of the time and date that they only didn't sneak this in. So whilst we are unbeaten against all of these teams in this time frame, it means absolutely fuck all, because in this time, the maximum time frame that this is 1,456 days, we have won absolutely fuck all, and that's all that matters if you're a team that spent £1 billion over that course of that time from at least Monday the 23rd of August 2021. We are by far the least successful team in that lineup. And it includes Tottenham. What we doing here? What we actually doing here, boys? It's a fucking farce, mate.
You see that? We're listening with our eyes here, aren't we? We're seeing
listen
it.
with your eyes.
Yeah,
people listen with their eyes. That's why it might not be the prettiest one I've ever done because I literally was knocking this up maybe just a little bit just before the show, so I could have made it a little bit prettier. But whilst everyone, all the top gooners see this, because that's what they want you to see. We see this. We see failure. We see Manchester City with 6 trophies, Man United with 2, Tottenham with 1, Liverpool with 2, and Chelsea with 2. Arsenal with none. That's all that matters.
Out of all them trophy wins, I think the Manchester United one would be the one that would concern me. I think the Tottenham one, yeah, it is what it is with Tottenham. Who fucking likes Tottenham? But yeah, but the Man United one, and they have been in a right shit state since Fergie left. For them to sort of go and get 2 trophies in that time, I think that's more alarming than the rest of them, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
Like, how Man United can go and do that. And they've changed their manager. Fucking how many times they changed their manager since Fergie's left? Good for you, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? 5, isn't it?
They've had a few. Yeah, they've definitely had a few. Yeah, obviously, probably there or thereabouts, isn't it? Obviously, the Moyes first.
Had Moyes, they've had Mourinho, Van Gaal.
Amorim, and then Ten Hag, yeah. But I mean, maybe there's Solskjaer as well, of course.
Solskjaer, so, yeah, 6.
Maybe there's one more in there. I don't know, but yes, they've not been good Man United teams, have they? Is the point obviously you're making, isn't it? Do you know what I mean?
See the stats. Right, that's the thing with stats. Yeah, right. That's the thing with stats. They can be positive and they can be negative. They can also lie to you and all. Like,
yeah.
Like this stat, what he's got in front of you, us right now, is a stat that is like logic. Basically, it is what it is, isn't it? It's factual. I mean, the days. I never, mate. If Arsenal fans are turning around and saying this about being unbeaten against the Big Six, then that's how far down.
That's what they're doing, mate. This tells you that Arsenal, in the same time frame, are doing well in terms of not losing a game against against the top 6 in that time frame. This tells you that we are the least successful team in the same time frame. Do you know what I mean? Like, there you go.
Yeah, you see, like, what you've done is
irrelevant.
Take the lopsided stat, the misleading stat, which this club loves to do, to the point where You know, you just pull back. It's the same with everything about this club. You pull back the fucking curtain just a little bit, and you see the horror show behind it, man. It's a fancy fucking curtain. It's a, you know, it's the tifo we had, right? And you pull it back a little bit, and you see what's really behind it. But even with these now, like Arteta has run out of them. He's run out of them. It was the calendar year thing he used to say, "Oh, we've the most points in the calendar year," but that's 2 years ago now, so we can't use that anymore. Most points in the calendar year, most goals in the calendar year. Now he's just taken to lying. Now he's just barefaced lying. We have the most points in the last 3 years. No, we don't. No, we don't. City do. No one corrected him. No one corrected him. City have 4 points and 2 leagues, I might add, which is even if we had more points, what would it matter if City won 2 leagues?
Yeah.
Then we have the one from yesterday. In 22 years since I take over, guys, we never beat United, and now since I am here, guys, we beat them, and the guys are unhappy. Sorry, mate. In 22 years since you took over, that goes back to 1997. We beat them in 98 at Old Trafford. We beat them in 2002 at Old Trafford. Little matter of winning the league there, by the way. We beat them in 2023. Yeah. We won the World Tour again in 2020. And
the trophies are overrated, remember, though, Shane.
2007, we beat them at York. And 2015, we beat them. So, I mean, 5 times off the top of my head that we beat them. But
why would he? Why
nobody corrected them again. Because nobody will correct them, Norms. Nobody will correct them. You know, the thing as well, correct them soon.
Yeah, I mean, all these irrelevant stats that these guys have been throwing out for the last couple of years is just to hide the deficiencies of this manager. That's all it is. It's just a master deficiency of this manager, because you hear it all the time. Yeah, we've gone beating all the top 6 sides, 89 points, the most points amounts in since the 2004 Invincibles. But everything that you say, you can then go to this factual stat here, which Aaron has presented nicely, and you look and you see that there are cups involved.
But so this is what means stuff, though, Norms. The trophies. What we did means it's thin air. The other thing is thin air. The other stat is thin air. This is hard metal trophies. This is trophies. This is what every team plays for. The other stuff is nothing. And the funny thing is with this top 6 league, they used to say about a year and a half ago, we're top of the top 6 league. Now they've changed it to we're unbeaten in the top 6 league, because we are not top of it. If you were to technically start it as a league, I think we're 3rd behind City and Liverpool, because they've won more games. We've drawn a load of them. So they've changed the wording. They've changed the wording of it to say we are unbeaten against the top 6. Then when we lose to Liverpool, they'll change it again.
The insecurities of this manager.
The way Shane said that just cracked me up.
It just shows the insecurities of the manager, the insecurities of these fans. It's literally hope. Yeah, give me some hope, man. That's what it is. That's all it boils down to. These guys just hoping that Arteta will do something.
Here's another problem about that. We talk about being the 3rd biggest club in England. If this shit continues on, we won't be the 3rd biggest club in England.
No,
this is the other thing.
It's not far away.
We were covering this the other day, Carl. I think Chelsea are 2 trophies behind us, and City are 4. Right, so if Arteta stays for 2 years, all these records he's broke, like losing to Bournemouth twice in a year, he's broken all these unwanted records. He could, in his tenure, break a record that has stood since 1930, where we've been either the most successful or the 3rd most successful team in England since the 30s. Since we started dominating the league in the 30s, we had that run. We've been either the 2nd most or the most successful or the 3rd most. So we've never gone below 3rd. He could manage to drop us down that. If Chelsea win 2 trophies this season, he could have broken a near century-long record of us being the 3rd most successful team in England. That will be his legacy. Yeah. That will be this Lego-headed twat's legacy, man, that he finally knocked us off that perch. And we won't even be the most successful team in London anymore.
What did you make of it on? Because I watched the game start to finish on Sunday. I thought Arsenal really didn't do a lot, if I'm being truthfully honest. I've got to be honest about it. I just didn't see much. I see Manchester United. I think if Manchester United would have had 5 games in and got to grips of how to play and the patterns of play, I think they would have given you a lot more ag than they give you. Do you know what I'm saying?
They should have.
They should have scored on the day. I must admit, the amount of times they got in the box, and I tell you what, is it Manweke? Is it fucking hell? I didn't think much of him. I think Gyökeres needs a bit more time. I think that's going to come. Like he will score goals. He will be that sort of predator in the box. But I think this is a time thing with him.
We don't get the ball in the box, though, mate.
That's that's the
Unless
problem,
we're lumping it in, we don't get it into the box.
Yeah, I know. I did notice that. And Saka the other day, I know. I didn't think he was anywhere near as good as he. Well,
he's ruined. That injury, he was rushed back. We all called it at the time. Every one of us sat here and said, I don't want to see him play another minute of football last season when he was injured. We all said, I don't care if we go out of the Champions League, don't care if we don't do it to get second in the league. Do not play him again. A 6 months injury, he brought him back under less than 3 months. I think we were just discussing this before he came on. We are really, really fearful that this is permanent. This is Michael Owen. This is Jack Wilshere. This is he is not going to recover from this. He's being rushed back, and I think this isn't a fitness thing now. This is he has lost 10 to 15% of his pace, and I think it could be a permanent thing.
I noticed it straight away, mate. But on Saturday, I was thinking, I was thinking, fucking hell, what's going on with him? Like, usually he'd spring away from players, and he was nowhere near it. Do you know what I'm saying? And I think the goal is like a comedy of errors from the goalkeeper more than anything. But after that, nothing else happened, did it? Really? Let's be honest. I don't remember Arsenal making loads of chances.
3 shots on target, counting the goal.
Yeah. I mean, it's ridiculous. Just quickly to jump in. Suji has obviously come back as we knew he would do. Big up to you, brother. Get Adam to 2K subs. Think of it as a charity for those vertically challenged top gooners like Adam. Come on, son. They need to see how real we are.
A double whammy.
Big up to you, man. Yeah, I know. Yeah, he loves it, Suji. Can't get himself in, you bastard. No, but big up. It's frustrating, though, isn't it? Yeah, and I agree with you as well, bro. Yeah. Nonny is so shit. Do you know what made me laugh? Martinelli and came off after having an absolute shower of shit performance, by the way. And Gyökeres obviously didn't get the debut that he would have wanted. And the first thing Havertz came on his place and does was run on the ball, try and dribble it past someone and fall over. And Noni Madueke pretty much done the same thing. I was just like, I remember seeing people before this on the YouTube sphere, on the everything sphere. And basically they're all going, I've never seen the Arsenal bench so strong. The ones that came on just fell over instantly whilst they're being subbed. I was just like, that's what we've got. We've just got high wages coming on, not actually good players. Like, well, Madueke, just you looked at that and just thought, that's what we've got coming off the bench, is it? And that is going to be starting soon. Like, you just know it. Martinelli, we're absolutely shocking. Absolutely shocking. He'll give him a couple more games and then Noni Madueke will be playing there. And then you've just got him to suffer with. It's just, that's what it is. If Gyökeres ain't going to play, you've got Havertz to suffer with. Do you know what I mean? So hopefully Gyökeres can sort of like pick up with him. But I agree with Shane. I don't know about you boys. Do you reckon Havertz will start against Leeds? Because I've got a feeling that he's going to, you know?
Yeah. I think to prove a point, to get on that score sheet. So
more chance of him scoring, Norms, isn't it?
Yeah. Listen, it's just 280 grand worth of players sitting on that bench, yeah? And, he's got to make sure that this guy is going to play for his money. But I think that's what's going to happen. I mean, we said it in the last game. I thought, personally speaking, I thought he was going to start. Got it wrong. I thought he was going to start Havertz, but he started him off, and he was probably hoping and praying that when he come on, because he took him off at 60 minutes, and he was just hoping that Havertz would come on and do it. He was worse. Just what did he do? What's he bulked up for? What, bulked up to fall over? It's crazy, bro. You know what I mean? We were just shambles yesterday. Absolute shambles. So yeah, the likelihood is that he'll probably start against Leeds. And that'll be his excuse to have my guy on the bench.
A team who we are, by the way, 8,141 days without losing to Leeds. So, that's a great record we have. They haven't been in the division, but, it's a record.
Do you reckon that's gonna get promoted, Shane?
Hey, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised, man. 3 years. We haven't beaten us in 3 years.
Mate,
sorry. Go on. Sorry, yeah, but I've got to end the show. I'm really sorry.
Oh shit!
My uncle sadly passed away. Yeah, so I've got to go.
guys,
Chat, I'm really sorry.
listen.
Of course, do you know what I mean? I've got some phone calls to make. Do you know what I mean? You've got to do what you got to do. He's not been good for the last week, hence why I haven't streamed. Panel, obviously, I know you'll understand and appreciate. I won't be backstage. I'm just going to end the stream and shoot off. Really sorry to have to cut it short.
No worries, mate.
By the way, okay, I'll give you a bell.
I know you will. Yeah. Take it easy, everyone. I'm really sorry about that.
No, that's right. That's right, mate. Take care.
Right, yeah. No, sweet.